What's up, everybody? It is the Best Spot Kid Smooth, and I'm back with another video. And I want to talk about Phil Spencer. He just tweeted something that probably made this Activision deal go by fairly easier, or it should be, to the point where I'm not understanding why there would be any more contesting left. You got the Labor's Committee, the CWA, so the workers are going to be protected. Then you got everything they committed as far as helping the whole anti-competitive thing that they think they have. So right now, Sony, FTC, the CMA, the European Commission, whatever, they all really looking foolish, right? So we know Microsoft has offered PlayStation 10 years of Call of Duty, guaranteed Call of Duty. And Sony has yet to comment on it. And to this point, I think they denied this, and they're looking to get this deal blocked. So when Microsoft is done, they said, no, F Sony at this point. They're not going to be on board with this deal. We really shouldn't need them. There's other people in the market that make games, that put out platforms where you can play video games on, that matter other than Sony. So clearly, Microsoft, grabs the other, platform maker that, put out consoles and games that beat Sony all the time. Nintendo, who currently doesn't have a Call of Duty game. They haven't had Call of Duty, and they've best-selling console not to have a Call of Duty, which proves Sony doesn't need Call of Duty. But Microsoft has entered into a 10-year agreement. Into a 10-year commitment to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo following the merger of Microsoft, Activision, and Blizzard King. Microsoft is committed to helping bring more games to more people, however they choose to play, at Activision Blizzard. Phil Spencer also continues, says, I am also pleased to confirm that Microsoft has committed to continue to offer Call of Duty on Steam simultaneously to Xbox after we close the merger with Activision Blizzard King. So this is so obviously I think this year's Call of Duty was like the first Call of Duty to go to I think Steam in a while, and they could have used this as a trial period. So they're obviously, after the deal closes, they're going to continue this releasing it there. And but the Nintendo thing is the big deal, right? Because Sony, rejected the deal, they ignored the deal. Nintendo is a big deal because Nintendo hasn't had Call of Duty. I think in the history of Nintendo platforms, I think they might have had 3 Call of Duty games, right? I think they had 2 during the GameCube era, and I think 1 during the Wii U era, if I'm not mistaken. So this is a big deal. So they actually entered an agreement, because they said they entered into a 10-year commitment, which means Nintendo probably accepted this, and why not? You know what I mean? So I mean, this should tell pretty much. This is pretty much a slap in the face, right? This is really a slap in the face to Sony, because they don't need Sony. They don't have to put this game out. It's like, hey, listen, we offered it to Sony. They said no. Sony's had Call of Duty. Nintendo, the other competitor who's beating us, has never had it, and we're gonna put it on a platform that's never had it before. And we're gonna put it in the cloud, which you can never play Call of Duty in a cloud. So you got to ask yourself, why is this a problem? I think with these regulators, they're really doing more to challenge. I guess because of how much it costs. Just because of $70, there's nothing really to challenge here. Given the video game landscape, there's nothing to challenge at any point, and they're just looking for excuses. Yet Microsoft has answered everything. They asked about how this is going to affect the workers and employees. Answer that. They got the CWA on their side. Then they ask about they could foreclose other platforms. Well, we offered an extension to Sony, and we're adding a platform that's never even had that barely ever has Call of Duty. So that is solved. The only thing that's left to challenge is the subscription model, which they really have no right to challenge, because at some point, you know what I mean, you're not requiring Disney to release all their stuff on Netflix and Hulu, and vice versa? Should Netflix originals be on Disney and Hulu and Amazon? Should it really be like that? At that point, they have a subscription model, which is a business model that Sony doesn't really want to participate in. Neither does Nintendo. So it really doesn't have to be on their competing platform subscription model. It can be on the platform, but should it really have to be on their subscription model? So if that's the case, you know what I mean? If that's all they got left to challenge, then this deal can go to court and Microsoft should easily win. But I think this one pretty much just puts it in the bag. Shout out to Microsoft and Nintendo. This is going to be big for Nintendo, because the Switch is going to get a Call of Duty. Maybe it won't be this Switch. It'll be probably the Switch 2. Who knows? But yeah, this is a big push. This is a big move to get that deal closed and get it closed immediately. Let me know what you guys think. What does this tell you behind the scenes? What's going on? I feel like Microsoft already has they got a couple people in their corner. They got the CWA, they got Nintendo, they got even Take-Two, who partners with Sony a lot. They got a lot of people in their corner, and I can't wait to see what happens with, like, you know, Sony when they come out this way, because they're making a lot of enemies in this place. But yeah, Xbox, Activision, Blizzard, we out of here, man. I'm looking forward to seeing this deal finally close, man. Looking forward to it.